The Epic Battle of Figurative versus Literal Language by Grady Bates, Chase Charles, Tommy Lafayette, and Hank Woomer.
Long, long ago, when language first started, a war between figurative and literal language began.
Charles Dickens, who lived from 1812 to 1870, represented figurative language through his writing of A Christmas Carol, which had a lot of figurative language in it. Figurative language is when you use a word or phrase that does not have its normal, everyday, literal meaning. Writers can use figurative language to make their work more interesting or more dramatic than literal language, which simply states facts. There are a few different ways to use figurative language: simile, cliché, hyperbole, personification, alliteration, idiom, assonance, onomatopoeia, and metaphor.
On the other side, Leo Tolstoy, who lived from 1828 to 1910, represented literal language because he literally wrote one of the longest books in history, War and Peace. Literal language is language you speak most of the time. When you speak, read, or write literally, the combined words can be understood to have the same meaning that you would find for the words in the dictionary.
Two characters that have evolved from figurative language and literal language are Figgy and Lit. A severe language war broke out among the two soldiers to see who was the best.
Figgy was the best of figurative language, while on the other hand, the mighty Lit of literal language was as brave as can be. The prize for the best type of language was the mighty language diamond that shined as bright as the sun.
3, 2, 1, go! Figgy and Lit sprinted towards the spring of life, but Figgy was like 1,000 miles ahead. They jumped off the spring of life over the tar pit that was as black as night. Boing! Boing!
They grabbed their swords, which danced gleefully in the air. Then suddenly, their swords morphed into pencils, which they would use to battle each other with words. Dun, dun, dun!
The challenge was who could write the best sentences that would paint a picture in the reader's mind. Figgy writes, "I'm writing as fast as lightning." Lit writes, "I write really fast."
Figgy wins because his sentence was top dog. He was on cloud 9 because he had won the war. Then he grabbed the mighty language diamond to show that figurative language was the best.
Figgy finally figured out how fantastically fun figurative language can be, and that the pencil is mightier than the sword. Did you notice the figurative language throughout the story? There were 3 similes: the mighty language diamond that shined as bright as the sun, over the tar pit which was as black as night, and I'm writing as fast as lightning. There was also a hyperbole. Figgy was 1,000 miles ahead. There was also an onomatopoeia. Boing!
Did you notice the personification? Their swords danced gleefully in the air. How about the idioms? His sentence was top dog. He was on cloud 9. And finally, did you get the alliteration tongue twister? Figgy finally figured out how fantastically fun figurative language can be.
The end!